everyone, it's Vivian here. Welcome to another episode of Sit and Knit with Yvette. This is November's roundup coming to you on Sunday the 1st of December. So I'd like to say a big hello and welcome to any new viewers, and a hello and welcome back to any existing viewers. Thank you for coming along and spending a little time with me. So for anyone who is new, my name is Vivian and I live in Essex with my partner Sean and our cat Bonnie. On social media I'm known as VivetteB1 and I'm mainly active on Instagram, and I also update and keep my Ravelry page up together with any projects that I do. So my podcast is just a monthly roundup of what I've been knitting throughout the previous months, any works in progress, any different crafts that I've tried, and a little bit about what's going on or going to come in the future. So if we're all sitting comfortably, and let's get started. So the first thing I've got is some finished objects in knitting. The first one being is I've managed to do another hat for the homeless. So it's this one here. This is the last one that I'll get done for this year because I'm going to take them all on Monday and give them to the charity that is going to distribute them for me. So for those of you that are new, and for those of you that heard it before, sorry you're going to hear it again for a little bit, I set myself a goal at the beginning of the year to knit as many hats for the homeless as I could. And we have a local charity here that distributes them to the homeless people in the surrounding area, so I decided that I'd like to do something towards that, and I've managed 16 hats this year. So that's just over, you know, earlier on in the year it was much easier because I didn't have a lot of knitting on the go, so I was able to do a couple of months, but now that I've been doing some gift knitting and Christmas knitting I've had to slow down a bit, but I've still managed to get another one in, so that's 16 that will be going to be distributed on Monday. So that's my first finished object. My second finished object is what I'm wearing, not the shawl, but underneath. So I shall just take it off and whiz back a bit in the chair for you. Apologies the state of the room. I have to tidy my craft room after I finish this podcast. So the first thing I'm showing is my pavement sweater that I finished. So this is it. It does have a small hemorrhage, but not a great one. So yes, so I finished this a couple of days ago. And, oh, excuse me while I just wheel back towards you. And I shall reattach my shawl. So yes, this is a pavement sweater, and I will put a link to the pattern down below. It is a paid for pattern on Ravelry, and I think it's Vera Vandermark, but I could be wrong. But I will link to it below. I knit this sweater using King Cole's Baby Spot, which is a 4-ply baby acrylic yarn, admittedly, premium acrylic, in the slate colourway, which is, as you can see, neutral with some grey specks in it. It's knitted up really well. It has had a block and a wash before I wore it, and it's lovely. It's very warm, it's very soft, and it's very comfortable to wear. So that is my first finished object. My next finished object, Sean's flax jumper. This is going to be his Christmas present. Now, I haven't woven in the ends. I blocked it yesterday, and it's just finished drying. But I haven't woven any of the ends in, so that's his flax. So the flax is a free pattern by Tin Can Knits, available on Ravelry, and it comes in a flax, which is the Aran weight, which is what I've done. There's also a flax light, which is a 4-ply fingering weight, and I might do one of those for myself at a later date. But this was knit in Stylecraft Parchment because that was the colour he chose, and as you can see it's got a garter ridge all the way down the sleeves, but it's just a round neck, top down, and then you split and pick up and do the sleeves afterwards. So that's the finish. So that's going to be his Christmas present. I'm very pleased with how it came out with. I used less balls than it said on the pattern, but I got gauge, so I'm not quite sure how that worked, but it will fit him because I've measured it up against one of his other ones and it's exactly the same size, so I'm not particularly worried about that. So that's another finished object. Some more that I have is, I have another one here. I haven't got these on sock blockers, but not to worry. I have done another pair of the Christmas elf socks, and this time they have green. These are for the lovely Claire of Beautiful Things, who I mention often. She asked if she could have a pair of stripy socks for Christmas. I mean, she will be in Australia, so I'm not sure if she's actually going to wear them on Christmas Day. Probably, maybe I should have put some toes in so she could put them on flip-flops. But she has a pair of elf socks as well. So out of a 100-gram ball of the main colourway, which is King Cole's Christmas colourway, I got 2 pairs of socks. A pair for Claire and a pair for Sean. And I just, by using alternate cuffs and things. So I'm really pleased with that. So they will be go into Claire later on. More knitting finished objects. I've done quite well for October. I didn't realise how many things I've knitted for November and finished. I decided that I needed myself a new hat, another hat. I have hundreds. And this is just some black sparkle with a fake faux pom-pom. This yarn came from Claire's again. She was having a D-stash and it was in her D-stash, so I grabbed it. So I managed out of, I've still got some left, I don't know how much, but I got it's a straight 2x2 beanie, ribbed beanie, based on the Standing Rock hat pattern, which is on Ravelry, mainly for the decreases at the top. And then I also managed to get a pair of fingerless mitts to match. And these are the pattern is called Sarah's Basic Fingerless Mittens. So, and I will put all of the patterns to all the links below. These I knit in 2 days, literally. It was a mitten a night. They are that quick. So if you need to do any last minute gift knitting, this pattern is really great for DK. Standard size, it comes in child, medium adult, large adult. And like I say, you can do a mitten in an evening if you're quick. And the hat takes a little bit longer, but again, it's just a straight 2x2. So that's those have been worn quite a few times because it's turned a bit chilly here in the United Kingdom at the moment. So that is all my finished objects on the knitting side. I do have some finished objects on other things. The other finished objects that I have are 1 in sewing and 3 in other crafts that I might not have talked about before. So the first one is my sewing one, and this is a little box bucket bag, as you can see, with little mice. Look at this one by the tree, isn't he lovely? And I made this again at Claire's. It's a pattern that she teaches as part of her beginners sewing club classes, which are now available both in-house and online, so I will link there. So she does a one day intensive beginners course or over 3 weeks, and she's now released that as an online tutorial that you can actually purchase via her website and then do it at your own time. So this is one of the projects that will be covered in that, and this is one of the first things that I made with Claire when I learned to sew with her, oh, five years ago now. So that's that. It's really lovely. It's a linen look and it's got a nice interfacing and everything. So that is currently housing, if I tip it up without tipping everything out, all my minis for my Cozy Memories blanket. So that's the sewing finished object for this month. I also have done some other crafts this month. One of them is fabric mosaics and the other one is dot mandala. So if I show you the fabric mosaics first, these were done with the lovely Eva, who is the mosaic tutor that teaches at Beautiful Things as well. And she came in and did a class beginning of November, and we made these lovely little fabric mosaics. I'm hoping that's focusing on you. It's actually attached by a magnet at the back, so you can actually, and her husband makes these cards, which is great. So that's that one there, and then we made 4 in total, and I've got the other 2 here. I should just, that's the other one, another one, and another one. I did make a 4th one, but that's already been gifted and sent on a birthday card to somebody, so that's that. So those are really good fun to make, and I'm going to make some more of them. I've bought some pin brooch backs to put on the back so I can make them as brooches for friends. So that was really enjoyable. It was such fun because you literally, there's no criteria. You can just put what you like on it, in what style you like. You can use anything, gems and stickers, and reuse fabric and beads and everything. So it's really, really great. And the other thing that I did recently, you might have seen this on my Instagram, was I did a dot mandala class, and this is a snowflake. So again, this is lovely, and I'm going to be doing some more of these. I've got some MDF ball shapes, just flat. I've got about 5 or 6 of them, so I'm going to do those over the next week and make some matching ones to hang off the Christmas tree, so that I'll have 1 big one and 4 or 5 smaller ones. So those are all my finished objects in all of my different crafts. I do have one other thing to show you, that is that technically it's a finished object, but I didn't make it. But Claire has recently acquired a Cricut cutter, and we had fun in the studio the other day making some t-shirts. So I asked her to make me a t-shirt, so she very kindly made me a t-shirt. And I don't know if you can say it, but it says on it, Merry Knitmas. I don't know if that will show up better because I can't see you now because I'm behind the camera. But it was such fun, and I know that she's going to get a lot of fun and joy out of it and a lot of use out of it. and that was fun to use, and I'm going to persuade you in the new year to let me have a go. So I think that was great fun. So that is all of my finished objects, and I do have a few whips on the go already, so I will crack on with those. And they're all in the knitting. The whips are all in the knitting because the other crafts I just literally do them in one go. I don't have them going ongoing. They get done quite quickly. So the first of my whips are my Christmas socks. So Sean's are finished and I'm just doing mine. So this is the evergreen pattern by Madeleine Gannon, and I'll link to it below. And I've just teamed it with a pink sock, and I've just got to put the Afterthought Hill in. And the yarn that I'm using for this is Craft House Magic's Last Christmas colourway. And oh, let me just get it off the thing, that'll be easier. And I'm this far down on the second one. So that's the top, and I've got a couple more inches and I'm going to put the toes in. And as you can see, I've got the first of my Christmas stitch markers out, which is from Hannah of the Corner of the Craft, and it's her little penguin one that I got last year, and he's so cute. So he had to be done on there because obviously it's a Christmas knit. So I'm hoping to finish these over the next couple of days, and then I will have them ready, blocked and ready to wear Christmas. So that's my first whip. My second whip, have I lost one? No, it's here. My second whip, again, I'm blaming Ellie of Craft House Magic for this. She posted a picture of a shawl that she's doing, which is called the Changing Staircases, which is a Harry Potter reference, and it's from Dragon Hoard Yarns. Free pattern on Ravelry. So I cast one on, and this is what I've done so far. So if I hold it out this way, you might be able to see it. I'll go back a little bit, you'll definitely be able to see it. So it's that sort of shape, and it's a mixture of stocking stitch and eyelets. And then at the bottom, you kind of have it doesn't show so well now, but when it's blocked out, you'll see that it's got like a staircase type thing. So I'm working my way through that. The yarn that I'm using for this is the same makers, this King Cole Spot, but I got an oddball in the popsicle colourway because I just wanted to see what the colours were like. It's obviously it's a baby wool, so it's very baby orientated, but I just got one ball when I was getting these because I wanted to see if I'd like it or not. So I thought it's a good shawl to make to wear around the house because, as I've explained before, my cat loves to sit on knead on my chest, and I'm like, no, not when I've got my hand knits on, because they're too beautiful to be messed about. But with that, because it was a commercial yarn and it wasn't expensive, if she does get her claws in and it catches a bit, I'm not going to be quite so worried. So that is another whip. Obviously I've got my Cozy Memories blanket that I'll show in a minute, but as I finished and cast off 2 jumpers, I decided that I needed to cast on another jumper very, very quickly, and I did. I cast it on last night. So this is going to take a little bit to show you all because there's lots of it. If I get it all out, and it might be easier. So I'm finally doing a So Faded jumper. Now, I've been saying that I'm going to be doing one of these for about the past 3 years, and I've had the yarn. I've been accumulating the yarn for the past 3 years, but I finally cast it on yesterday because I wanted something that was quite easy to knit. So it's not a very good picture, unfortunately, because it's black and white, but it's a So Faded. And I think most of you will have seen this on various different ones. So you basically use different skeins and you fade one into the other. So all the skeins that I'm using for this are by Verity of Truly Hooked, and I will show them in the order that I'm doing them. So I've just cast on last night, so I haven't done a great deal. But this is what I've done so far. So this is just the raglan increases at the top. And again, as you can see, I have yet another of Hannah's stitch markers. This is her snowflake one. Now I know she did a shop update yesterday, which is Saturday the 30th of November, but I suspect that they may already have gone because her stuff does sell out really, really quickly. But these are ones that I got from last year. And the colourway that I'm using for the top half of my jumper, this is called Coven by Truly Hooked. And if I show you in the ball, that might be easier. So it's a neutral based with lots of pinks and blues and teals and stuff. So that's my top one. I'm then going to fade it into this one here called Trance, which is another Truly Hooked one, which has got some neon colours in and popples and greys and that one. So that will fade in, that's colour 2. I will then fade colour 2 into colour 3, which is this one here, which is Truly Hook's again. They're all truly hooked, all 4 of them. And this is called Wuthering Heights, and these are all on her standard sock base. So once I've faded into that one, my final one to go around the bottom will be this one, which again is truly hooked, and it's called Alter Ego. And this is just purples and greys on a light grey base. So it's got a grey, apart from the top one, they've all got a grey base to them, and that will go nicely. So that's all of them. So I'm calling this my Fade to Grey sweater, which for those of you that may remember, back in the late 80s, early 90s, there was a band called Visage with a gentleman called Steve Strange. Look it up, it's worth looking up. And they had a track that I think it went into top 10, if not #1, called Fade to Grey, and I loved it. I love that track. So that is what I'm knitting. So that is another whip, and that will be my cast on and my knit for most of the winter, I think, because I'm going to do this one as a major one. I think I've done enough socks for the year. I shall start some new socks in just after Christmas. I'm not going to do a Christmas, I might do a Christmas Eve cast on, but it depends on whether I'm not enjoying this and I just want to carry on with this one. So those are all of my whips. Yes, I only have 3 things going at the moment, but I'm going to concentrate mainly on the jumper. So that's it. I will be doing lots of other things. I will be doing some more decorating of the mandalas to make some Christmas decorations and just bits and pieces. So there's got plenty of craft stuff to go on, but just not anything really to show you at the moment. So, plans for the future. Well, as you are aware, today is the 1st of December, and that means it's Vlogmas time. And so yes, I have decided to have a go at doing Vlogmas this year. I know lots of people are doing it, so there's lots of content out there to watch. I'm going to do mine slightly different in that I'm going to record bits over a couple of days, and then I'm going to put it up maybe once a week or twice a week. I'm not going to publish a daily vlog because it's too much on me. I'm not going to have enough content, I don't think, to do a daily vlog, but I thought if I put some clips together and do it over maybe 3 days and then upload it once every 3rd day, that would be enough to make it worthwhile watching. And I appreciate, like me, because I'm going to be watching everybody else's, so I'm going to be spending most of my day sitting watching Vlogmases, so you would end up with a lot of content of me watching other people watching Vlogmas. So I thought it'd be easy if I just do some stuff over the next couple of days or whatever, and then I'll post it up there, and I will put a tag on Instagram that I've put it on there. And of course, if you like and subscribe and put the little notification bell on YouTube, then obviously it will alert you when I've actually put something up. So that is my plan, is to do Vlogmas, but just put up every 2 or 3 days rather than on a daily vlog. So this has been quite short and sweet today, mainly because I haven't got many whips on the go and I haven't started anything else. So it's just a short one to keep you going, and then something to look forward to in a couple of days' time. I'm now going to spend the rest of the morning putting up my advent calendars and opening my advents, and I've got all my lovely mini advents to open from Joe, Laura and Catherine, who I met at the Babbles retreat last year, and we've all done a swap between the 4 of us. So I can start opening the first of those today, but first of all I want to get the advent calendar up and everything in it ready, and then I'll do that. But I will film that for the first of my Vlogmas. So I will say goodbye for now. Oh, I've just realised I haven't shown you my Cozy Memories blanket. What am I like? I've got carried away with Vlogmas. See, this is what happens. So this, as you know, is my ongoing Cozy Memories blanket. This is going to be a bit rambled, as you can tell. So last time I spoke to you, I was here at this yellow one, and since then I've done the whole of the row with the yellow on it, the top row, and I've now done 3 more squares here. Now the good thing about this, and it does kind of link to what I was just saying, is the minis that I've received from Joe, Catherine and Laura are going to go into this blanket. So they will be knitted in, and I'll be able to do a square a day based on how they've come out of the advent calendar. So that is going to be the plan, is literally today's one will go in later on this afternoon. I also have the 12 Days of Christmas Advent from Ellie of Craft House Magic, and I'm going to use those separately because they're 10 gram minis. So I think, as I explained in my last podcast, I'm going to split those, and then I'm going to weave them with an alternate neutral colour in between, so that I can then make a project bag or something out of them, or I might turn it into a scarf because I think I fancy weaving a scarf maybe, because I think there should be enough of that, especially if I'm doing alternates and it's not too wide. So those are my plans, but you'll see more of that on my vlogs throughout December. So now I think I've finally come to the end of it. Bit rambly, bit fast, but I've got lots to do. So thank you for sitting all the way through it. I hope you've liked what you've seen. If you've got any questions about any of the projects and I haven't explained it, or I've missed something, or I haven't talked about the yarn or something, do drop me a comment below and I can always respond to you. As I said, I will put all links below to all the patterns, the dyers and everything, the tutors and all that below, again, if anyone is interested in getting in touch with them or wants the patterns or anything. And now I'm off to put up some advent calendars, just relax and start watching the first of the Vlogmas and catch up on some podcasts. So I will speak to you all again soon. Take care and I'll catch up with you later. Bye bye.